Hi, folks. Steve Wilkie Shapiro with Sequel Architecture here. Because rehabilitation is one of my core practice areas, I find myself talking with people about why old buildings, quote, matter a lot. It's an important question, and I'm going to spend the next couple minutes riffing on one of the key reasons I um, see it as important, and that's context. No building, not even a rest stop Burger King, is constructed in a vacuum, right? Buildings exist as components of complex infrastructure network of roads, sewers, power lines, for example, that we built over centuries. But buildings are the backbone of our local, regional, national, and international economic web. They're not only where money is earned and lost, but also they cost a lot of money to build, operate, maintain, and sometimes, unfortunately, abandon. Of course, they're physical. Buildings are physical illustrations of our broader social environment. So think about the types of interactions that might happen, the different types of interactions that might happen on a rural main street versus in a suburban mall. Individual buildings themselves can tell a compelling individual story, of course, and I'll probably dive into that in a future video. But context refers to, I think, the information that we can discover from looking at our built environment from a broader perspective. We look to context to provide a backdrop, more or less, for understanding our shared history. An example I would use is that I live near Drake University in Des Moines. And Drake University was established at the periphery of a small but growing city in 1881. Now in 2020, it's clear from the physical context, and of course, it's all been documented through a decent amount of historic research, that the presence of the university itself, and later the development of streetcar lines that connected the neighborhood to downtown, had a huge influence on the development of homes and commercial streets around me today. This is how we start to understand the forces that influence the development of our built environment. Particularly in historic neighborhoods, context builds economic value also, and that economic value is based on consistency. A single historic home can have a value, a price that's defined by its size, materials, individual significance. But a neighborhood of historic homes has an additional layer of value based on context, a sense of permanence, community investment, and shared commitment across buildings, across owners. And in historic circles, we refer to this as what we call integrity. When enough buildings are either demolished, replaced, altered beyond recognition, we lose the ability to experience and understand that narrative. And this means loss of that economic value created by context. When working on a historic rehabilitation project, I see my job as to tell the building's individual story through its architecture, to connect people with the narrative. But another important component of this work is to support the context, to strengthen the building's relationship with its neighbors and reinforce the shared value. Connect with Sequel Architecture on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. If you have a renovation or construction project you'd like to talk with us about, please reach out to me by emailing info@sequelarchitecture.com. Thanks.